Hello and welcome to the cooking show of Unscripted Festival from the Bog and the Bay Feast, hosted by Chef Roary Macpherson. You're certainly going to enjoy this one.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to the 2020 Digital Arts Festival here from beautiful Twillingate, Newfoundland. My name is Roary Macpherson, executive chef. I've been here many times before, and I'm so happy that the great team at the Anchor Inn Hotel has been coming back again to help with the virtual dinner. How's it happening this year? It's happening virtually. So, there's going to be an order service. You will come pick up your dinner for however many people you're going to have, and we're going to be streaming it via cell phone or computer, and it's going to be shown right in your home. So, come on down, check it out. You won't be disappointed. Twillingate is a shining beacon here in Newfoundland and Labrador. Great tourist attraction, and I gotta say, I'm so proud and happy to be back again this year. Come check it out, turn us on, and see what we got for you tonight. All right, everybody, so tonight we're having craft beer braised beef brisket. Beef brisket is generally associated with like smoked meat or a barbecue, but it's a great piece of meat to be braised and served as a main entree. It's something that's got to be cooked slow and low over a long period of time, because if you try to eat it rare, it will be very tough, but when it's cooked to a nice, well done, nice and soft, you won't get a better piece of meat. Now I'm just going to cut off some of the fat, just so it's not not greasy, and you get more of that pure meat flavor. Then what I'm going to do when I'm done with this, I'm going to take it, I'm going to sear it. We're going to top it with some aromatics, salt, pepper, and I'm going to put it in these pans. We're going to cover it with braising liquid, which is where the craft beer, some stock and onions, garlic, and we're going to slow cook it for up to 3 hours covered in liquid. And then that liquid we'll take, and that's what we're going to turn into our beautiful sauce, which will accompany this great piece of meat. Okay, so I got my brisket ready to go. Some people might take it cleaner. I like to leave some fat on there, again, just for that flavor profile. And now I'm going to rub it before I sear it. And in this rub, I've got a great combination of cumin, Newfoundland savory, coriander seed, parsley, some roasted garlic, which has been dried and pureed and ground, and some red pepper flakes. And again, we're just going to rub each one of the brisket before we sear it. It's going to really impart that flavor, and one of the reasons that I really enjoy using the Newfoundland savory, that really gives that great Newfoundland home cooking flavor to this beautiful piece of meat. And again, this is going to cook for approximately 3 hours-ish in the oven before we finish it off, and the flavor is really going to impart on that big beautiful piece of meat. So what we're doing here, we're sealing in the juices, because we're going to cook in. And when you roast off anything or braise it, the liquid's trying to get into the meat. This seals it in, so when we take it out, we let it rest. Lovely juice you're going to pour out, leave it nice and moist. So let's just take a look here. Being careful with that oil. Oh yeah, look at that. That's world class there, buddy, world class. Yeah, lovely. Let this go for another couple minutes, then I'll sear off the rest. Then next step, I'll show you how to cover it with liquid and braise it in the oven. Okay, so now we got our beef lovely seared off here, ready to go in the oven. What I'm going to do, I got some onions and garlic, which I'm going to caramelize now on the same pan where I fried off the beef. Really get some more of that flavor going. Caramelize the sugars and these vegetables and the garlic. Should be add a great flavor to our brisket. So I'll just let this go. It'll take about 3 or 4 minutes. I'll keep stirring it, and then I'm going to add this right in here when I'll add my liquids. Okay, there's the onions and the garlic. Next, we're going to add some tomato paste. There's tomato paste. Next, we got some lovely beef stock, which Paul and his team made here. I'll add that in. All right. And next, some lovely local beer, craft beer. And we'll add in some red wine as well. Okay, and some aluminum foil now. Let gotta make sure you seal it in there good. Set it and forget it. Set a timer. Make sure you check on it. We'll see you now in a little bit. We're gonna just get cleaned up and start on our next dish. Now we got our beef well underway, and we're gonna start doing the prep for our soup. So it's a mussel bisque. So bisque is a classical French preparation. So it's a cream soup, and classically it's thickened with rice, which is what we're gonna do today. So what I gotta do first, I'm putting together a court bouillon, which is onions, wine, lemon juice, some peppercorns, and bay leaf. I'm going to cook my mussels in that, take them out, pick the meat, save the stock from the mussels. I'm going to add my rice, some chopped onions, lemon zest, and leeks, which will go into my soup after I take my mussels out. And the other garnish that I don't want, I'll have the stock left, but it adds a great flavor to this classic French soup. Okay, and I'll get ready, and next time you see me, I'll be at the pot, and we're going to be adding our lemons and onions to our court bouillon. So I'm getting ready now. I'm going to add in my some more onions and leeks and lemons to my court bouillon. Okay, that's really going to impart some great flavor into our bisque and to our mussels that we're cooking. Okay. Now I've already got fish stock, white wine, stuff in here, but I'm going to add a little bit more white wine for a bit more flavor. I'll have that at a rapid boil before I add my mussels. Because again, I'm cooking my mussels, taking them out, I'll refresh them, which means I'll flash them in water, take out the meat, and then I'm going to use this stock, this flavor, to make my soup. And I'm also going to add in some tarragon leaves. Tarragon's got that lovely licorice flavor. It's going to add a great flavor to this soup. Okay. Now, I just bring this up to a rapid boil, dump in my mussels. 4 minutes later, mussels are done. I'll scoop them out, save the stock, strain it off, and then I'm going to take the next step into making our bisque. Now I'm going to add in my mussels. Now, the mussels are in the fridge. They're going to be cold. It's going to cool down. I'll just lay them in there. I'm going to cover them with some aluminum foil and let them go. Okay, so now our mussels are completed. Now I'm going to take them out with this little strainer here we call spider. As you can see, they're nice fully open, nice and moist looking. I'm going to take those down, I'm going to cool them down. And I'll pick out the meat, and some will go in as whole and some will be pureed in the soup. But you can really smell that sea flavor, that mussel flavor. Okay, now I'm going to grab some more ingredients now. I'll get that stock back on the grill. So leeks, some more onions and carrots in there. Okay, and rice. This is going to be our thickening agent. Okay, folks, now we're taking out those lovely mussels now that they've cooled down. I've refreshed them. Okay, and again, so some of these will be left whole for garnishing the soup. Some will be pureed right into the soup to really accentuate that mussel flavor. Okay? Again, it's a bit of a tedious process, but this is the only way you can do it to make it properly. So you can see that they do pop out quite easily. And as I'm going along, if I pick up an onion and stuff on the way, it'll be going back in to be pureed. Okay? You can't waste not one of those little beautiful little nuggets of flesh. One thing in Newfoundland and Labrador, we do have a great mussel industry. Great quality product. So if that's something you should probably try to include on your day-to-day, put it on a menu plan for the week. It's cost effective and again, just great. Just steamed with some white wine and herbs or curry sauce or whatever you like. But it's just a really nice change, right? Not many people think of it. Okay, so we got the base of our soup completed now. So what I got to do, I got to puree it. And in the old days, we would use like an immersion blender or whatnot. But for this now, I love using a Vitamix. A Vitamix is a high-power blender. You can buy it at Costco. Now they're not relatively cheap, but they are very effective. So I got my base for my soup, which we saw we made earlier, and I'm taking the leftover mussels. So what I've done, we've counted out, myself and Chef Paul, enough mussels for 3 whole ones per bowl of soup. But the rest of the mussels get pureed into the soup. That's really going to accentuate that mussel flavor. Save some of the onions and stuff as well that were cooked off, because I mean, you don't waste not, want not, right? So I put it in like so, put the cover on, the cap, and then I turn up the intensity. And it's going to make it very, very velvety smooth. Now, don't worry about this color. I have a lot of the green veg in here, since you want it to look green, but when it's all done and it's all incorporated, it's going to look exactly the way it should. Beef's been in for a little over 3 hours now. Now I'm going to do the big reveal, show you what it looks like when it's just finished braising, and we're going to check it for tenderness. So I take out the cover, take out the parchment paper. You can see how much is reduced down, right? Because with anything, when you cook it, there's going to be some shrinkage. And I just stick it in to see how tender it is. So the pork should go in very easily, right? So I can see by this it's still a bit tough, but it's getting very close. I'm just going to knock these garlic cloves down into the stock. And you can see it's got a lovely dark color to it. It's going to make a great sauce to go along with this. But yeah, it's going to take a good another hour to 2 hours to get it tender enough to slice. But I gotta say, smells out of this world. Like I say, I don't think when it arrives at your door, you better be ready to eat, because you're gonna want to when you smell that stuff. Okay, so with every great meal, you gotta have a great dessert. In Newfoundland and Labrador, we are blessed with a bounty of beautiful berries. We're having an orange cardamom shortcake with Newfoundland berries. So it's like a traditional Newfoundland scone with orange and cardamom. Cardamom being a spice originating from India, but it has a great floral taste, and with the orange, terrific. Okay, so orange cardamom scone. We'll just cut that in half. So you'll assemble it like a cake. Next, we'll put some of this chantilly cream. And you don't want it too formal, you want it to be a bit rustic. Now we take some of this lovely berry salad here with all those Newfoundland berries. And I'll put another little dollop of chantilly cream on there. There you have it. Newfoundland berry scone shortcake, orange cardamom scone, great flavor, real taste of Newfoundland. Should be a great ending to your meal. Now, we take out the beef brisket. Give it a slice here now to see how tender it is. You don't, it's a bit of a, you don't want it too tender, you don't want it to fall into bits, so you want it to hold its integrity when you slice it. But cooked to a nice well done, but it's not overcooked, still juicy. We're just going to let this sit now for another 20 minutes or so before we start slicing. To me, I'd much rather have this as opposed to a New York strip loin. Outstanding. I hope you enjoy it tonight. And again, like I say, we're going to let the meat speak for itself. Well, everyone, we thoroughly hope that you enjoyed your dinner tonight. I know we had a great time putting it together. You're only as good as the team is with you, and I'll tell you, the team you got here at Georgie's at the Anchor Inn, fantastic. Geraldine, Teresa, and Paul, you're more than lucky to have these talented chefs working in this town. We'd like to thank you so much for taking part in this event. We hope to see you next year. Hopefully it'll be more face-to-face, but either way, truly was a great night. So thanks so much.
That was so good. Thank you, Rory, for that. I hope you all learned some good cooking tips from one of the best here in the province. Now, coming up tonight at 8 o'clock is Causeway. They're going to get you dancing. That's Mike 6 and 8 and Mike Jenkins. You can tune in on our Facebook page and YouTube. And of course, If you'd like to contribute to our festival, check out the website